All right, welcome to this month's Do You Know show. It is a beautiful day today here at Green Lake and Spicer. You just had a chance to see some of the fireworks from last week. It is super cold today. It is 24 degrees below with the wind chill. On my way into town today, I just heard that in Baltimore, they postponed the polar plunge there because it was 14 degrees. Come on now, Baltimore, what's up? All right, it is a polar plunge right here on Do You Know.
Good afternoon. This is Susan Matson, Master Gardener, and today I'm out at the Midwest campus where we are looking at the greenhouse where we have some delicious greens growing. All kinds of greens, as you can see in the foreground from where we're standing. I have several friends here that are going to talk a little bit about the program that they're working on here. And then next month, we'll return again to expand a little bit on the program. So I'm going to turn it over to Bev Doherty of the Wilmer Design Center, and she will introduce what is being done here.
Thank you, Susan. This is a project that involves the Wilmer Design Center's Becker Market, and it's a collaboration project between Becker Market, the Midwest Technology Campus, and also the Southwest Minnesota Partnership, which really has more than one initial, so we're going to only say it once and they're going to help me. Southwest
Regional
Development
Sustainable Development
Partnership. We call it the Southwest Partnership. It makes it a bit easier to understand, but it is a way to increase the use and the availability of local fresh greens in the winter. The Southwest Partnership is interested in it because they're supporting Chuck Weibel's passive solar greenhouse projects across this part of the state. And this, while it's an old greenhouse that actually originated with the Wilmer State Hospital, our pilot project that's going to last a year is to decide whether this old style greenhouse can be made sustainable and be able to support itself by the sale of the product that's coming out of here. With that, I'm going to turn this over to the second member of our committee standing next to me, Nancy Johnson.
It is, I just wanted to say, 84 degrees in here, and it's wonderful. Anyway, we have started marketing, cutting some of our greens, and we've supplied Cornerstone Coffee at the Skylark Mall and also the Goodness Cafe downtown Wilmer, and we've distributed a few sample packages in hopes that some of the restaurants would be interested too in serving the greens during the winter months. And I just wanted to say, if any individual would care to purchase a bag, we sell them in 5-ounce bags or larger, of course, if you'd like. But you can inquire about that at the Wilmer Design Center website, or excuse me, the telephone number actually, and that would be 320-220-2020. Pardon?
222-2020.
Is that what I, oh, okay, 222-2020, okay. Yes. If you're interested, or you can also buy packages at Fabulous Finds, which is 414 Becker Avenue Southwest. So we are going to be cutting after today, and we do have a couple of commitments coming up for the greens. So with that, I'll turn you over to Kristen.
Hi, my name is Kristen Anderson Rossetti, and it's a pleasure for me to be involved in this project because this is yet another initiative that's a part of a series of initiatives looking at how do we increase our local foods capacity in this community. So, and it's really important that we work on increasing local foods capacity for a number of different reasons, including the economic benefits of supporting local farmers and local food production, the health benefits of eating more nutritious, fresher, and clean food, and also the community aspect, in that when you start working with local foods, you get people who come together, who appreciate food, and you really build community. And we're happy to be here in the Midwest greenhouse because this greenhouse was essentially sitting empty for a period of time. So this is a community asset that we wanted to work with and see what can we do to provide greens for our community, and how can we make this work, as Beverly said, in the long run. What kind of model can we use to grow greens here? So another important aspect of our greenhouse are all the volunteers that make it work. So, and we've got our two key volunteers here that will speak next, but we've also had many other people coming out to help us, to help plant, to help repair the beds. We had a solar expert from St. Cloud, Scott Randall, came out and volunteered a lot of his time and supplies in helping and get this greenhouse going. And Aaron will also tell us a little bit about the history of this and his work with the greenhouse with the Yes Project.
Hi, my name's Aaron Larson. I started volunteering out here at the Midwest Greenhouse back in 2009 when I was a senior in high school with the YES program, the Youth Energy Summit. The goal of that was to produce as much greens and vegetables here as we could and supply them with the high school at no cost. A couple of months ago, Beverly asked, the Youth Energy Summit no longer operates here, but Beverly Doherty here contacted me and told me about this new initiative they're doing. And I'm really interested in this project, still am. And when I came out here, it was sitting empty for over a year since the YES group stopped using it. And since then, we've fixed it up, renovated, and here we have it nice and green now. So most of the greens here we have are all lettuce varieties, salad mixes. The reason for that is we can keep the greenhouse at a lower temperature than you would need it for, say, peppers, tomatoes, cucumbers, that sort of thing. And our goal here is to try to harvest every week and then sell the produce we have here to local businesses. And I've been assisted with this with Pier Giorgio here, and he can tell you more about it.
Yeah. Hi to all. I am from Italy, and I volunteer here once and sometimes twice a week. And I really like the idea that you can have fresh greens in the middle of winter here in Minnesota. And I mean, there is snow outside. It's very cold today, but with the sun here, we are very, very warm. And I miss Italy so much that coming here, I feel like, I close my eyes, I feel like home.
Tell about some of the other plants.
Oh, this is a mix of lettuce. This is arugula, but I'm not the best guy to tell you the name of the plant, so maybe Aaron can show all the best.
Okay, so here in the main center bed we have a lettuce mix, mesclun mix. Over here we have arugula, broccoli, we have spinach in the corner there. We also have more lettuce on the other side, and Swiss chard, and two different varieties of kale, red kale and green kale. And we also have a new variety we're testing out a little bit. It's called corn salad. I've never grown it before, but we're giving it a shot. So.
I would really like to thank my whole group here. You've done a great job of explaining what's going on here, and we will return again in February, or I should say at the end of February, to be broadcast in March, to take another look at this and see how the greens are being used and see how the program is working. So with that in mind, good afternoon from Do You Know?
Hi, Jody Wambeck with the Wilmer Early Childhood Family Programs and Wilmer Early Childhood Initiative. Have a few things today that I want to visit with you about. First is the Wilmer Community Ed and Rec brochure. All of you should have received that at the beginning of the year. I want to highlight just a couple programs in there for our early childhood children and families. First is our ECFE classes. If you have little ones birth to age 5, check out the classes that we have to offer. We have some fun things, and we'd love to see you at Jefferson for those. And then the second one is if you have 3 to 5-year-old children, The Spotlight Theater that is held at the Barn Theater has a couple great events for little kids based on children's stories. One being Eric Carle's stories, the author of The Very Hungry Caterpillar, and the other Goodnight Gorilla. So be just sure to check those out too. I'm sure those are going to be a lot of fun. The next thing is our WOW events. Remember, those stand for WOW stands for World of Wonder. February, we have a great event being hosted by the Wilmer Public Library. Kathy has great entertainment lined up for us, and I'm very excited about this event. Be sure to look for flyers in the community, as well as on our Candy Kids Ready website. And then just as an FYI, March, the Loving Arms Child Care Center will be hosting our March event. So we'll get information out about that kind of mid-February. Also, kindergarten registration. If you have a youngster going to kindergarten this fall, you should receive kindergarten registration information by the end of February. If you don't, please call the district office so that they can mail that out to you. We want to make sure you have the registration dates and we get all the information that we need to register your little one for kindergarten. And then next is early childhood screening. As always, remember, we would like to have your children screened right around that 3.5 to 4-year-old time frame. So if you have not had your child screened yet and they're that age, please call Community Ed and Rec at 231-8490 to do that. And then also just for your information in regards to screening, the location has changed. All of our screenings are now happening at Jefferson Learning Center. So a lot of great things that are happening this winter in Wilmer, so be sure to check them out. Check out the Community Ed and Rec brochure. You are watching Do You Know?
Hi, I'm Zach Liebel. I'm the Outreach Coordinator for the Wilmer Community-Owned Grocery, also known as the COG. And you just saw some pictures of some exciting events we had this past month. Some of you may be wondering, what is the COG? Well, we are a local co-op that focuses on supporting our local producers, providing local jobs, food education within our community, and is a co-op, and so it is owned by people that live and work right here within our community. Our goal is to be a full-service grocery store that offers meats, cheeses, produce, and everything in between. The COG will have more organic and natural food options than a typical grocery store. We are currently coming close to the end of our phase 2 of a 3-phase process. We are nearing our 600 member mark that will allow us to move forward on a site and make the COG a reality right here in town. We need your support now by becoming a member. To become a member, owner of this COG is simply a cost of $200 one time, and that will entitle you and your household to 40 shares within the co-op and will give the opportunity to receive various member discounts throughout the store once it is open. We are already a formed co-op and offering various food education and events monthly. Be sure to check out the COG website for all our latest updates and exciting news about the COG by visiting www.wilmercog.com. Thanks. You are watching Do You Know?
All right, here at the Channel 8 studio, we're talking with Renee from the United Way, and a lot of things happening. You are at 75% of your goal of $1 million, which would put me, with my math, at $750,000.
That is the best part about the 1 million easy math. Yes, we are, and we're very excited about that. We still got a little ways to go. We're going to do a final 4 push with the last 4 months of the campaign to get to that $1 million. So
That's very good. There's a lot of things that are happening, and when we talk about the money and the goal, and why don't you tell us some of the things that that money goes toward for people that, you know, just hear that $750,000 number, because there's a lot of programs. You have like 30 agencies and 50-some programs, but give us some info on that.
okay. You know, United Way funds agencies and we run our own initiative programs, but we're also at the table at many different meetings within the community. What I think is really exciting is SWIFT has invited us to the table to be a part of discussion on dental issues. The statistics on that are really frightening, how many dental providers are going to be out there, and especially for those who need county or state assistance. There are limited services, especially for children, and we're really concerned about that. How do we increase capacity, and how do we get kids provided for dental services? You know, another topic that's really dear to us is our Gift in Kind program. If agencies are familiar with that, we have partnered with the Home to Home store, but we had gotten from a real retailer that we're partnered with through an agency called 360, an outside agency. We get paired with a retailer, but the product we got did not fit our needs. We got a lot of rejected products. We got a lot of products that were overstocked, but did not help someone in crisis. So we are having discussions now with community partners and how can we best use those dollars that United Way had entrusted for that program to address a fire victim. You know, meeting with the fire chief, meeting with Salvation Army, finding out from them what are the crucial things we can do. Meeting with the county, finding out from the county what do we do when there's this crisis in our region. We need to talk about that.
Very good. You know, your work that you do with the Early Childhood Cabinet is another part of that. Tell us a little bit about that too.
You know, that is really exciting. Basically, it all began with a donor in Wilmer who had a heart to see more happening with his United Way dollars to impact education in Wilmer's particularly. And statistics are coming out more stronger all the time about those early years are so crucial. And we've always known at United Way, and also through early childhood in the school district, that school readiness should be top of our list. We've heard the saying that being proficient by grade 3, now understanding clear, like if you can't read by 3rd grade, your door is being closed in so many ways. We want those kids to feel confident when they're going through their 3rd grade door into 4th grade because they can read. They can be anything they want to be once they're proficient. And partnering with the Early Childhood Cabinet, we've met with collaborative. This collaboration is so important. We've met with, the county's been a part of that, some other child care providers. We've had, the SWIFT has been involved, the Wilmer Community Ed, and I should say the Community Early Childhood Coalitions are involved. We're working together to find out what is missing in our region. And literally, I think the statistics 2 years ago were about 150 kids not getting an early childhood experience just in Wilmer. I think that statistic's getting better in the right direction, but I think it's because of all the tools that are placed out there. Our role in the cabinet is we expanded our Grow Mobile program. We're going to some non-traditional sites, going into apartments, some of our ethnic areas that don't have access, and really building relationship with those folks and touching a lot of kids. And I have a Success by 6 person on my team that is phenomenal. Her name is Michelle White, and she also goes to 15 daycares, giving free preschool lessons to kids that would not get it otherwise.
Yeah, that's very nice. You mentioned the Grow Mobile. Give us a little update on the bus.
Well, next month in March, we hope to see it driving down the road. Right now, it's on order. We're able to sell the old vehicle as just probably for parts, but our new one has been ordered from North Central Bus. It's probably the only provider in the area that does sell that, and we're looking forward to our little mini bus. That'll be the Grow Mobile.
All right, we'll have to do a segment, go out and shoot that, and show you what it looks like, not only on the outside, but on the inside. Speaking of some of the funding, your funding cycle has changed, the agency funding cycle. Tell us about that.
You know, actually it changed a couple years ago, but it's a really thorough, great process. We use a lot of community volunteers in it. It begins, which would have started back in January, with agencies who need funding filling out financial data, providing United Way with their 501c3 status. They are 990s. If they have a budget over $750,000, they provide it with their audit and their audit management letter, current financials, those pieces, and bylaws. We have a team that will be reviewing in February all these documentations from 30 different agencies. When I say agencies, actually they represent 57 different programs at this point. Those 57 programs are in need of funding, and that's what we're hoping to be a part of. Once they go through the finance review and our volunteers meet as a committee and collaboratively decide that this agency has a green light to go ahead, they can fill out the full application. Now, we have had agencies that have not gotten to the next step just because maybe their administration and fundraising is higher than the charity review standards, and they're not allowed to apply. It's just one piece that we're protecting our donors' dollars to do the best that they can with it, and that we are assuring our donors that we are thoroughly looking at agencies. Now, the agencies may get a yellow light, which means there's just a few kind of questions on the application or some of the financials. Perhaps they have a strong bottom line. Or perhaps they're a reputable organization, but their bottom line does not have sufficient funds to cover 3 months in case something happens. Those financial reviewers will point that out. Agencies will go and fill out a full application, which really gets to the meat and potatoes. How are you going to do this? What are your outcomes? How will that impact our region? Who are you going to touch? And then on April 10th, if I can say that, United Way is looking for volunteers. We send panels of 4 folks or 5, depending on how many volunteers we can get, to the agency, or they'll meet with the agency at a specified location, and they'll ask good questions. They'll look at the financial information, and then from that make a determination to your United Way recommending funding. They'll recommend, for example, an agency will ask for $50,000. They might come back and say, we recommend $10,000 at the lowest level or $30,000 on the high level. They might recommend fully fund, that's all we will recommend, or they might say, gee, we think they can do it without United Way funds. So that's how, as a member of the community, you have a way of giving back and helping making those decisions.
Very good. It's another way to be involved. When do the agencies need to have that paperwork filled out now? Because the review is on April 10th, and then the volunteers. First, when can the volunteers sign up, and then when do the paperwork have to be done for those agencies?
As the agencies pass the financial review, we'll give them the deadline date. I'm sorry, I didn't bring it with me today, but the volunteers for the agency review, at any time, call our office, 235-1050. We'd love to have you on a panel. And especially if you've been a United Way donor, it's a great way for you to see where your dollars went. And if you're wondering what United Way does, this is a great way for you as one who might donate but have been hesitant to see it and feel it. And the comments we get from reviewers are, I had no idea. I had no idea that this did that, and my dollar had a part of that.
I know. A lot of times you see United Way, especially it's involved with the NFL too. You see United Way commercials and things, and people don't realize locally how much is being done here. And again, all those agencies and all the programs, it's all a part of locally what's done here at United Way. Speaking of locally, we have a dine out for United Way that's coming up too. Give us some info on that.
We've got some great restaurants and coffee shops that are participating this year. Started in January, it goes through March. Every Thursday through those 3 months, we have a business signed up to do something. And please check our website or watch our Facebook page or go to Lakeland Broadcasting because they're going to announce who they are. I know like we've had The Goodness involved, Applebee's, Jake's Pizza's going to be involved. We've got McHale's and Jack's and Spicer Castle and Indulge up in the London Spice area, and many more. So if you're hungry, especially hungry on Thursday, and take your family out on Thursday.
All right, very good. It's all a part of what goes on in the United Way. For more information, the website is liveunitedwcm.org, or 235-1050 is the number if you have any questions about what's going on with the United Way. All right, you're watching Do You Know?
Hello, Steve Brizendine, Wilmer Community Education and Recreation Director, here to talk about our February offerings in our Community Education and Recreation Catalog. We are doing open swims Friday nights at the middle school pool from 7 to 9 p.m. Grab your family, grab your towel, come on and join open swim Friday nights through the month of March at the middle school gym and pool area. Our lessons for students will begin in February. We have both semi-private and group lessons available. If you want a little more of a one-on-one experience for your child in the pool, then I would suggest you sign up for the semi-private lessons. Otherwise, the group lessons are a good experience for your youngster as well. Our Child Guide program continues to do wonderful things for the students of the Willmar Public School System. Some of the activities that we'll highlight with the Child Guides include the Lunch Buddies, which is a mentoring opportunity for our students to get together with some college-age students and have lunch together, talk about things that are important to the two of them, and create some relationships that we hope will lead to some mentoring and some experiences that they wouldn't have if we didn't group those students together. We also are doing a Rotary Reader program where we've got Rotary members from the Willmar Lakes Rotary joining up with third graders at Roosevelt and Kennedy and reading for 15 minutes every Tuesday. This has been an activity that we've had for about 10 years, and it's just been a wonderful experience for both the student and the Rotary members. Recently, we started a Bike Willmar initiative. We've got a lot of activities that we think the Willmar community has been working on related to the biking programs and trail systems within our community, and we wanted to get everybody together to start working in conjunction to make sure that all the initiatives that people have been working on in some smaller groups come together in a larger setting and rank our importance of things that we'd like to see done. Currently, we've got a bike survey out on wilmarcer.com. Please take the opportunity to go and take this survey for us. We just opened it in the last week, and we've got well over 100 survey results so far. Our goal is to probably get into that 500 or 600 number so that we've got a plethora of opinions from people related to bikes, how you use bikes, whether it's through recreation or commuting, trail systems, what you'd like to see out of the trail system. We finished our trail system analysis in 2011, so we're using that document to drive what decisions we make related to creating new trail systems within Willmar and connecting to the ultimate trail of the area, and that's the Glacial Lakes Trail System. The Downtown Design Center has worked diligently to get that connection from Robbins Island into the downtown area. There's been a group of the CVB folks that have been talking about creating a link from the Glacial Lakes Trail to Sibley State Park. They started a mayor's bike ride last year. Willmar Community Ed and Rec has had a trail ride for a number of years. So there's been a number of biking initiatives that have started recently, and we want to bring all the people together. And we hope to have enough information from the survey that we're doing that we will host an open house on Monday, March 3rd from 5 to 6:30 to talk about biking. And that biking in Willmar could consist of trails, bike clubs, connections, amenities on the trails, restroom facilities and things like that. Bike rides, what do we want to do with the bike rides? We want to expand the mayor's bike ride. We want to expand the ride for the trails. All sorts of biking initiatives have come to our attention, so we want to bring all the players together and have a group conversation on Monday, March 3rd from 5 to 6:30 at WEAC and discuss the biking future of Willmar. We're also continuing our park plan process. We've just about got a rough draft completed. We do believe that we're going to enlist some services of some landscape architects and some bigger firms that have done park plans and create a park plan that will serve Willmar for the next 5, 10, and 20 years down the road as we continue to look at our parks and what amenities the community would like us to put in our parks. We had over 600 respondents to our survey on the park. We had an open house that we had about 30 people attend. And we're going to continue the park plan in hopes of having a park plan in place in Willmar by this summer so that we can include the findings of that park plan into our CIP plan for the city that will begin in the budgeting process for the 2015 fiscal year for the city of Willmar. Our early education programs continue to grow in Willmar. We've recently started a Tuesday, Thursday preschool class from 4:30 to 7 o'clock that has been well attended. We are looking at all sorts of options related to us and our collaborations with other partners in the community on our early ed initiatives, and we look forward to a continued success as we try to ready all students for kindergarten as they enter their kindergarten through 12th grade experience. This catalog is full of wonderful activities, many adult enrichment, youth enrichment, recreational opportunities available for everybody, so I urge you to look at this catalog, take it out again as it's been a month since you've received it, check and see if there's any programming available for you yet this winter, and we'll begin the process of starting our spring-summer programming opportunities in the near future. So if there's something you'd like to see us offer, by all means, give us a call at Wilmer Community Education and Recreation, 320-231-8490, or get a hold of us online at wilmercer.com. Thank you for listening to me, Steve Brizendine, as I talked about the Wilmer Community Education and Recreation offerings on Do You Know?